That is your reality. I will be the villain in your story. I could give two fucks about it.
Pop off, sis. I will be the villain in your story. Like,
I will. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to season 3 of Hella Friends. I am your host, Brandy.
Hi, and I'm Kayla. And today we are going to kind of go through and get set for our new year. And yes, I do know that it's about to be March.
It is March. Today's the 1st of March.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh
Today
my
is
God,
the 1st of March. Yeah.
How is it this time already? Okay. But yeah, we're going to, I know it's March, but it is the new year to me and to many others that celebrate more on that lunar new year schedule. So just want to go through some lessons we learned and get ready and set the intention for the new one.
Yeah. And we're going to review how 2025 treated us and kind of roll into 2026 with some new goals. Also, if you ever have some suggestions regarding what we talk about, please send us an email. But it is 2026.
Yeah.
It is March 1st. When this probably airs, it'll be mid-March, but today is March 1st. So we're going to go over some of the reality checks we had in 2025.
Yeah.
Was there a moment that forced growth for you?
Absolutely. I think this last year, there were a lot of moments that really put me in a place I was uncomfortable in.
Me too.
And my current boss that I've worked under for years, she's incredible. She's always said to me, when you're uncomfortable is when you grow. And I hold on to that a lot because I do feel like it pushed me in that time frame and kind of got me where I was professionally. Mm-hmm. But then seeing that really in my personal side of life was like, oh yeah, okay, I have to sit in this because while I might be very uncomfortable, I have some stuff to grow this year. So
mine was a little bit different because I became a grandparent in 2025.
Yes, you did.
I did. I became a grandparent, which was wild for me. It was wild. It was wild and crazy, and it was an uphill and downhill battle, and it was a lot of understanding what my place was, and it was crazy. Yeah. Because it was a new chapter of my life, and I am well over 40. I'm getting close to the end of the 40s. I only got one more year in my 40s after this year. So it was a little bit of an eye-opener for me, understanding where I was in my life.
Yeah.
Which was crazy because I had to understand I am at the halfway point in my life, honestly. And I looked backwards and it was like, okay, so you accomplished all of these things. I did the big people check off list.
Mm-hmm. And then you're like, so
what comes next?
Now what?
Yeah, it was literally what comes next after the big people check off list. And at least for me, I know that my checkoff list is the same as everybody else's, but it really shouldn't be. It should be however you flow through life. But realizing that, because I have another generation that I created.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit. And looking at her, she looks just like my son who looks just like me. So it was... If that's ever happened to you, it is so surreal. It is crazy surreal. So I was trying to adjust to where my new stance was in life. And that was hard because I still feel 17 in the head a lot of the time.
No, seriously. I think for me, I'm in my mid 30s. I feel like this year is the year that I like officially hit mid 30s, and I can't do the kind of like kind of mid 30s.
Yeah.
No, I'm mid 30s.
Yeah.
But even with that, like in my head, I still feel 17, 18, 19.
Yeah.
Like I still feel so young, and sometimes I'll like catch myself being like, oh wait, you are the adult in here. In this situation, you're the adult. And I'm like, what?
And I've embraced that I'm the adult, but it's honestly really hard. My son started working with me this year, and my child is over 6 feet tall. And I know I don't look like his mother. I know I don't. I know I don't look like a grandmother. And so when even at work, he calls me mom. He doesn't call me by my name. He doesn't call me Brandy. He still calls me mom. And I'm trying to find that balance. It's like, I'm a mom to a very grown adult, like 2 very grown adults.
Yeah.
Like, these are not children.
And there being a new baby in the mix definitely like
and so I'm looking at
that home.
I'm looking at my family, and I'm like, okay, I've created people who've grown up and now have created people.
Now they're creating people. Yeah, my mom's talked about that a lot.
It's so strange. And I have to give my mom kudos because, my mom has 12 grandkids.
Oof.
And my granddaughter is her first great grand.
That's so special.
And I'm like, holy shit. Because I know even to my sisters, I'm still like 7-year-old Brandy and 12-year-old Brandy and 16-year-old Brandy.
Yeah.
And I'm not. Yeah. And now Brandy is now a grandmother, which makes them great aunts. So that was, when those kind of things happen, those are life-changing events, and I'm trying to make peace with it and also enjoy it at the same time. Because I do enjoy it. I love this little girl to pieces. I always wanted a girl. I had 2 sons. Now I got my girl. So that was really eye-opening for me in 2025, because I have this whole little person who looks like me and has her own personality, and she smiles. It is a joy beyond joy, but it's also a very like, holy shit moment.
Yeah.
It's been a holy shit moment for me. Because when she's with us, people think she's my baby. That's not my baby.
Well, you look so young, honestly.
I know, but I'm not. And my body is starting to tell on me. This year for Christmas, I sat on the floor and I wrapped all these presents, and most of them were for my granddaughter, I'm not going to lie.
Well, of course, as it should be.
Like the boys got 2 things each. My friends got a bunch of stuff, but most of that stuff under the tree was for my granddaughter. And so I sat on the floor, and after you're on the floor for a duration of time and you're my age, getting up is not as easy as getting down there.
Yeah, I might not be your age, but I have hip problems. So when it's time to wrap the presents, and this year I was really proud of myself this year. I wrapped things as they came in. So I didn't really have any like long sessions on the floor, and it was so much easier. I'm
going to start wrapping at my dining room table.
No, that's a good idea. Oh, I saw this thing where they set up basically like an ironing board, but like had it set up with the wrapping paper. Like
I might do that too.
Then you can sit in a comfy chair and just sit there and do it.
But those were like my reality check moments this year. It was really strange. And even at my birthday this year, like I'm so used to inviting a whole bunch of people to celebrate with me. And I had like a very select few.
Yeah.
And that was done on purpose, because when my friends were trying to get the party together, they were like, well, what about this person that came last year? And what about, I was like, no, these are the only people I want around me this year.
Well, this last year was the year of the snake, and year of the snake's all about shedding. and kind of closing out chapters and just kind of getting set up in a way of losing the things that aren't like serving you as well.
Oh, that's what I did.
So, well, and me too, you know, I felt like there was, and like one of the things I wrote down when you had sent me this topic of just like, what lessons did we learn this year? Like one of the things I wrote was stop explaining myself to people that are committed to misunderstanding me. Mm-hmm. And that was something that really hit in 2025 because I had people that I was very, very close to, that I had been very, very close to for more than half my life, some my whole life. And then it was a moment of like, I can't keep doing what I'm doing in these relationships. Mm-hmm. And it's time to like reset. And I'm sitting here like begging them to hear me and trying to put these boundaries in play or trying to explain like how I need to be cared for or loved within that relationship or situation. And it didn't matter how much I explained myself or how much I did or how much, like it just, nothing mattered. They were so set on misunderstanding me and so set on like just not hearing me. And I've always had a really hard time because I felt like I should fight through and push through anything with someone I love. And then I think this year was kind of that moment of like, I need to stop explaining myself to people that are set to misunderstand me. Mm-hmm. And if that's how they're set on being, like my boundary is not coming from a place of like being cold or like not wanting to love them, but my boundary is here to protect my peace and to keep me honest and what I need in my life. So like, that's got to be okay. So like, I do feel like there were a lot of things throughout the year that whether I intentionally shed it or whether it just kind of shed naturally over time, like 2025 was a year of shedding a bunch of things.
Yeah, last year I realized just what, like I've always known what my worth was in the back of my head. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So
it might not to everyone else, but no, I totally understand what you're saying.
I know the value that I bring into other people's lives. I know what I'm worth. I know what I deserve in my life.
But you don't hold people to it regardless. You don't keep that in the like top priority spot.
And this past year I did. Like I've been known to tell people to kick rocks and have no problem with it. I have. I'm not going to lie. I have. But once somebody, especially this last year, once somebody showed me who they were, I was like, I don't have time for this. I don't deserve this. I don't need this. I don't have time for this. I have evolved so much as a woman and as a human being. I don't need to explain myself to you. If you think so little of me and you don't know me as well as you thought you did.
Stop. I've said that to my sister so many times this year. Like the fact that they are saying the things that they're saying about me, like you don't know me. Mm-mm. Then you don't know me.
You have no idea who I am.
The way you're explaining the situation, the way you think that I said or did or behaved, like that you don't know me then.
Mm-mm. And I'm not going to try to make you understand. That is your reality. I will be the villain in your story. I could give two fucks about it.
Pop off, sis. I will be the villain in your story. Like
I will be the villain in your story.
You know what?
I have no problem with it.
That's fine. Like who cares? You can feel whatever way you want to feel. Mm-hmm. Like I don't have to let that affect me. And you know what's crazy? For so long in my life, I always felt like I've always somewhat cared, and I always thought everyone was thinking about me and like cared what they were thinking about me. And I literally got to the point like throughout this last year where I just was like, I don't give a shit what anyone thinks.
Yeah.
Because once I did it the first time this last year and was just like, meh, whatevs, think what you want to think. And then I realized that my day-to-day went on and I no longer cared or worried about it. And I said, oh my God, wait. Everyone can have all these thoughts about me. Everyone can have the most fucked up, worst thing, like worst idea of me. And my day-to-day is still fine.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
What the hell do I care about this for?
Yeah.
Think what you want. Nah, I know who I am. I don't care.
That was me. It was like, oh, okay, you're going to villainize me. Cool. How does that play out for you later on?
Yup.
Because I guarantee you, when I go to bed at night and when I get up the next morning, I don't care at all. I'm still going to sip my coffee. I'm still going to call my friends. I'm still going to do everything that I did the day before.
Yeah.
Nothing is going to change. Nothing.
I'm still going to laugh. I'm still going to make jokes. I'm still going to do my little dancey dance.
Nothing is going to change whatsoever. So I'm okay with that piece. I'm okay with people walking out my life. I'm okay with people leaving. I'm okay with all of that. It doesn't hurt me not one bit. Now, granted, I know people are not replaceable, and you grieve when people are not around. I will own that. I will grieve through that, and I will walk past it.
Yep. And that doesn't even mean, like, there are some times that it's like, yeah, I still even, like, love that person. Like, I just grieve what we had and decide, like, all right, that's cool. Like, I'm going to love you from over here. I wish the best. Like, I don't wish shit on these people. Mm-mm. I love them. Yeah. I hope the best. It just, at the end of the day, like, I love myself more.
Yeah.
And I think that that was really something I had to learn this last year was, like, that you deserve the love that you're giving everyone else.
So this year was also a lesson for me when it came to who showed up for me versus who just wanted to orbit me. I had a really rough situation. I have a couple rough situations that happened.
Yeah, it was a hard year for you for sure. I'm not going to sugarcoat that for you.
I had some really tough things that happened in 2025. And the weird part is, unless you are really close to me, you would have no idea none of this stuff happened.
Yeah.
And right around my birthday, I had something super traumatic happen. And it was real bad. And the people who showed up for me on my actual birthday were the people who were the ones who understood what was going on. And I only had to say it once. And there wasn't questions that came along with it. There wasn't judgment. There wasn't anything. It was, what do you need me to do?
Yeah.
I will do it.
I mean, I wasn't even in town and I'm sitting there like, tell me what you need. How can I help?
What do you need me to do?
Yeah. 100%.
And once the smoke cleared from that situation, even while it was going on, it was baffling the number of people who I don't talk to on a regular basis asked me what was going on, what happened. Can I pick your brain about this? No, you can't. Mm-mm. It was the people who showed up. I had a friend, actually had 4 friends from high school who messaged me offline and said, I can do X, Y, and Z for you. I didn't ask. They just did it. And then when the smoke cleared, they never asked me what happened. Not once. And that was a realization because people will show up for me in ways I didn't know. People love me from afar and up front. Mm-hmm. And that was something, it was like, what? Okay, I have really impacted other people around me. And it is not just surface level. It is far deeper than that.
Yeah.
Way deeper. And I was very, very thankful and appreciative to my friends who helped me in that situation, because I didn't have to say anything. They were just like, I'm doing this for you.
Yeah.
And I had that one friend who left my birthday party to go. When I say Sarah was on her way to handle some business, because you were there, Sarah was going to handle some business. And I am so thankful and so appreciative for those people in my life. And it really showed me just how much I'm loved. Because you never think about that. And, you never understand
it. And sometimes it's like the people that you think you're so close to and that you talk to all the time are the people that they're not actually rooting for you. So they don't show up for you like that. I think sometimes it's like you really do need a reminder to show you, like, no, who really rocks with you. And like, just because I don't talk to you every single day doesn't mean that I don't rock with you. Like,
oh, I know.
Everyone's life gets so crazy and so busy, but it's just so, like, I think it's nice when you get those reminders. Like, the situation might be hard. It was bullshit. It was horrible to have to go through. I would never wish that on anybody. I think it's silver lining, like, okay, great, now I know exactly who
my people are.
Who my people are. I know who's going to ride with me. I know who's going to ride for mine,
Yeah. I will never take advantage of those people in my life, because they really have showed me. It was like, no, I got you. I got you. You don't understand. I got you in this aspect. Because even last night when we were talking, I was like, that situation, I was getting ready to boys in the hood somebody. And he was like, I know, I was going to be right there with you.
Yeah. I don't even know him, but we riding.
Yeah, we go. We out.
We out. We do it.
So I am eternally grateful, because I had never been in any of that kind of situation before. And I don't wish that on anybody. That's a very scary thing I went through. But to see my people show up for me was one of those things. It was like, okay, damn, I have support. I have support from way back here. And I'm so grateful to everybody who helped me in that situation this summer. And you guys know who you are. I'm not going to call out names, but you do. You know who you are, everybody.
One of the lessons I had to learn this year, I think that, and other people that have gone through trauma probably also feel this to an extent. Probably a lot of people feel this, honestly. But I always worry that I'm behind, that I am like I don't have enough together. I don't have, just in life, like I just always feel behind. And so I think that for many years, that pushed me to a point where I was actually making my mental health and physical health and basically everything worse, because I was pushing myself so hard in this, like, you can't rest because you're behind. So like for me, a lesson was like, I'm not falling behind. I'm purposely slowing down and like reminding myself that like, you're not behind anyone or anything, because this is your life and it's about taking it at your pace. So pushing myself to a point that I'm not okay is actually only going to make my story worse or make my story harder. And choosing to rest or choosing to take a moment does not mean that I'm lazy. It does not mean that I'm behind. It doesn't mean anything negative. It's a purposeful choice to slow down for my well-being in the long term. So like just learning to, I guess, kind of like reframe that.
Yeah.
So that I could actually begin to rest some And I feel like this probably towards like the end of 2025 and kind of coming through winter, really, which is why to me Lunar New Year makes the most sense. But going through that season felt really like the first time that I used the season for rest, but actually got rest.
I think like we as a society in the United States don't understand, you know, how important it is to rest. We have this unwritten checklist that we feel like we have to accomplish by certain ages and by certain times, and we have to do certain things to be successful as adults. That is never the case. And it took me, I was in my 30s to realize it is not a race. It is not a competition. This is my life. And so I'm going to slow down and enjoy the moments of my life. All the other things will fall into place.
Yeah.
When they're supposed to. It is not a have to situation. It is a unwritten rule that you're supposed to be married and have children, buy a home, all of these things by your 30s. And no one knows
and that you have a certain order to do it in. It's like get married, then you can buy the house, and then you can have the baby. Kids. I did my shit all messed up. I had my baby, then years later got married, and now working on buying a house.
I did the same thing. You know, and but it is just how your life is lined up. It doesn't mean that it's incorrect or wrong or any of those things. And we need to like throw those rules out with the bathwater. And the bathwater. I know it's an old term, but it's one of those things we really need to rethink and recalibrate how we're functioning as a society and as a people, because we're not cookie cutter. It's not one size fits all. And once we understand that, then life becomes these open doors to where it's like, I can sit down and enjoy myself. And I don't have to worry about this mysterious race against nobody else. Yeah. Because who you're racing against? Yourself. Yeah. And you don't have to do that. So it is a eye-opening path to be on once you find that rhythm. You know, because I did my life the same way. I did mine backwards. I turned out okay.
Yeah. I think it's just hard sometimes because it's almost like as a society, especially I guess here, it's slowing down or not being as productive or like not hitting these like societal check marks makes you feel less than or weak or whatever. And it's like having to take that moment to realize that it's not weak. It's not a weakness at all. Taking life at your pace and enjoying your life and purposely curating the life that you want is actually strength and clarity.
Yeah, that's called growth. That's called getting out of that imaginary box and growing into who you are and flourishing.
Yeah, which I feel like this last year was just it. There were a lot of moments where I like sat there and was like, no, I'm not behind everyone else. I'm not fucking up. Like, I'm just doing it at my pace and on my timeline.
And sometimes that's exactly what we need. I learned that too. I started taking moments to just sit and reflect. And it was hard. Like mentally, 2025 was really hard for me because I was going through a lot of stuff. I had a incredibly traumatic death that happened in 2025 that changed me. I had a whole other trauma thing happen with my kiddo, and it was with both kids. And it was just kind of like this roller coaster of emotion and me trying to like feel my way through it. And I wasn't okay for a really long time. I just wasn't. I was going through it. But once I kind of felt my emotions and felt my way through that, it was like, okay, now you can grow and learn from all these things that have happened to you. And they happen back to back to back. So I was really at a point to where, okay, we're going to reflect on who Brandy is and how these moments have changed me. And they none of them changed me for the worse. They all made me a better, more insightful person. Like the death that I experienced, I made peace with that because I was able to tell this person how much I loved them before they passed away. And I hadn't spoken to them in years. And sometimes that's all you need to do is remind this person, just because I haven't talked to you does not mean I stopped loving you. Does not mean I have any ill will towards you or anything. I love you immensely. And they understood that. They knew that I did. So it's not something I had to say, but it was something that I'm glad I did in that moment.
Well, and thankfully had the opportunity, because sadly not everyone gets that opportunity prior.
And I almost didn't.
If you don't, like if you're listening today and you didn't get that opportunity, that doesn't mean you can't make peace with it. You just, maybe that's a conversation you get to have with them now. Like,
and I feel like just because someone is gone does not mean they don't live on.
Yeah, I don't think.
And these are just my beliefs. DNA is something that's really interesting to me. And people share a lot of DNA, which is a lot of history. And DNA is live cells. So it's not like the person is gone forever. I know my dad is gone, but I have his DNA. I know my brother is also gone. Same thing. I know that the person that I lost this past year is gone, but my child has their DNA. So it's not like they're lost to eternity. But I was incredibly thankful that I got to take a few moments and say how I felt. And I didn't get to see them before they passed. In fact, I talked to them the day before. And I said, when I get back from Austin, I'll come see you. And that didn't happen. So that was really hurtful for me. But those were moments to where I kind of sat and just reflected on not so much the hurt, but how I can take lessons from stuff that's happened to me in my life. So that was a win for me because I never use the trauma that I've gone through as just trauma. I try to learn something from it.
They're lessons. It's, everyone, when I end up talking about my stories and the things I had gone through, everyone is always like, oh my God, like, I'm so sorry, da 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 da. And then I watch their face and their jaw drop and I'm like, well, I'm not, I wouldn't change it. And at the end of the day, like, sure, do I wish that I wasn't ever abused? Of course. But like, reality is that from the moment I went through it all, my headspace had to shift into, there is something I need to learn here, whether it's to save me down the road or to save someone else. I'm learning this for a reason. So like, yeah, it's trauma. It's messed up. It sucks. It's whatever like that. It's awful. But it's taught me a lot of things I had to know in life that have helped me become who I am and help me then support and help other people because I have already learned whatever that lesson was.
And that's one of the things that I try to take from Like I was telling you last night, I was traumatized as a kid and I just realized it. And I was like, oh, holy shit. That happened to me. Oh my God. And so you don't always realize just how badly you've been traumatized until later on. But those were lessons I learned.
Especially on the day-to-day items that seem so normal to you.
But it made me realize something, that in the trauma I went through as a kiddo, I shielded my kids from it. So I even then I would take those lessons and learn. And I was thankful for that, in that moment, because once the smoke cleared from everything that was happening, I kind of sat there and I was like, okay, so I've learned this, and I've learned this about myself, and I've learned these things. And so now we're going to take all of that and we're going to be like a phoenix and rise from all these ashes after a while. Because it did. It
takes a while.
It took me a minute. And we're going to move forward. And once I was okay, and like my circle knew I was okay, then everybody was like, okay, we don't have to worry about Brandy right now.
She goes, she can. I feel like that brings me to like the last thing that I really felt like was a big lesson and turning point for me this last year. Peace doesn't arrive loudly. Mm-mm. It settles in over time. Mm-hmm. So like, I feel like a lot of the things I went through in 2025, a lot of it was early on in the year, like from like beginning into like to the fall time. And then it wasn't like an overnight thing, just like each day I was more at peace, and each day I was able to realize and see those moments of like, this is the peace I'm protecting. This is, and it doesn't get there in some like loud, you shed this stuff out of your life, you do whatever. Oh, the next morning you're going to wake up and here's this peaceful, wonderful life. Like it literally doesn't work like that at all. In my head, I should say, in my head, it was like, oh, I'm going to like do this and then I'm going to feel like peaceful about it. And all these things are going to feel great. And I'm going to wake up and it's going to be wonderful. And it wasn't, but it settled in slowly. And as things, like as I was able to like.
It's like a confidence shift. It just kind of, it's more like if you ever like play in the ocean as a kid and the waves just kind of slowly come up over you and the sun is shining, it is that warmth and that serenity. All of a sudden, it just kind of sweeps over you. It's not overnight, and it's not over a month or a day. It just kind of slowly and gradually happens.
Yeah. You got to just learn to trust the process.
And you do. You have to learn to trust the process. It helps to have people in your corner, not necessarily in your face, but in your corner that you can turn to and kind of vent to once in a while. But mostly it's the work you do within. And it's hard for people to do the work within. I get that. And not everybody is capable of doing that. That comes from a place of like growth and maturity and understanding. But once you've reached that point in your life, when you have that shift, it is an amazing feeling. It is. Y'all right there?
I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
It like
went down the wrong one. Yeah, it's cool.
And I was like, you're saying something so serious and you're so good. And I'm trying to not interrupt you.
No, you're
I felt
good.
like you were just watching my face get like worse and worse. My eyes started watering. I was like, trying so hard.
And
Please say what you want to say.
That's all about being a hella friend.
Say what you want to say, baby. You're killing it. I'm so sorry.
That's all about being a hella friend.
I'm so sorry.
You're okay. But I think for me and Kayla, 2025 was a lot of like earth-shattering things that were happening. And the phone
in the best of ways.
Yeah. But the phone calls we had were they were crazy because it was like, let me tell you about this shit. No, let me tell you about this.
Well, and it gets so bad that eventually, like, my husband will just be, hey, I don't know how long you're going to be on the phone, but, like,
yeah.
Do you want me to order food?
Yeah. So last year was definitely, at least your husband did that. Mine would just leave me alone. And then it was like 8:30 at night. He was in the bed. He was just like, I didn't know you was on the phone for like 4 hours. So I ate some cereal and went to sleep.
No, mine knows with my neurospiciness.
Yeah.
He's like, no, if I don't order food, she's just not going to eat anything. Yeah. And that's also not okay because she probably forgot to eat all day.
Yeah. And mine knows that too, but he's like, I'm not going to mess with that. I'm just that.
Well, he has his own neurospiciness.
Yeah. He's like, that is a bomb. And so don't ask. Don't look at it. Don't poke it. Don't touch it. Just let it. It'll simmer down in a minute. And it's in there and it's talking loud and it's fussing and it's like,
Just wait till that disengages.
Yeah. We're going to go turn off all these lights and be quiet and not exist for a minute. Yeah. So
it's okay.
Yeah.
It happens.
Mine is that is his. It's like, don't we just going to look this way at that and pretend it's not mad.
No, mine's like, oh shit, I signed up to take care of that.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Now, if I get too grumpy, he will say, "Did you eat today?" And the answer is always no.
A handful of Cheez-Its.
Yeah. We talked about that too. So we have to do better in 2026.
I've been doing better. I've been eating throughout the day.
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't.
Okay, I'm not saying every day, but when I tell you that typically I would have breakfast and lunch maybe once or twice in a week. Most of the time I just have dinners, you know?
Okay, that's better than me.
And now I can say that, like, this week I think I ate lunch like 3 times or more. I'm proud of me. Okay?
Breakfast consists of probably 2 to 4 cups of coffee every day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, my breakfast, I can't even be counting that.
Yeah.
It's like if I eat something, it's like coffee cake or a muffin or something like that, which I don't eat very often. So it's usually just coffee. But I do sometimes chug a protein shake in the morning. So there's that.
That's usually lunch for me. And then dinner is either getting ordered. And this was all last year. This year I'm doing a little bit better. Or I had a slice of cheese and a piece of lunch meat and about 2 handfuls of Cheez-Its. And then we're chasing that with most likely a bottle of wine. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, we're doing better this year.
It was girl dinner all the time.
And we love a girl dinner sometimes.
Yeah.
But sometimes you need to have a full dinner.
I mean, whatever. But
we're doing better. That was this last year. We're shedding these bad habits. We're moving into the year of the horse.
I mean,
it's gonna.
I had a handful of Hershey Kisses for lunch yesterday.
Yum.
No, 2026 it's March. And so I started this year off doing a lot better than last year. Because last March was right around when things got real bad for me. I have started actually cooking dinner in the evenings, which is
So
really
proud of you.
I know. And I'm a really good cook. That's the weird part because my son is just like, she's making food. What? Like, I'll come home from work, won't even change. I'm actually making dinners. I started going back to yoga class twice a week. What else have I? Oh, my latest thing is I went down the TikTok hole and we had a snowstorm here in Dallas, and I went down the whole sourdough bread kick, and so I've started making bread, which is fun, by the way. I don't care what anybody says, and it's not as hard as people assume it is.
Think it is?
Yeah, it isn't. You have to stop thinking so hard about it, and it just let it happen. But I've gone down that whole like rabbit hole. My kitchen looks like a science laboratory, though.
Yeah, I haven't really brought a lot of new habits. I think for me, a lot of my lessons and a lot of what I wanted to bring into this new year and this new season of my life was really more of accepting myself where I'm at, loving myself where I'm at, not explaining myself to people that are going to misunderstand me because why? I know how I feel about it. I know my side of it, and I should just like be cool with that. And then like, so I just feel like going into this new year, it's really just, it's okay to rest. It's okay to do whatever. And it's been like little things, like I'm trying to drink more water. I'm trying to eat more regularly. Like I'm just trying to take care of myself and try to show myself the love that I give everyone else. And
I think mine this year is about learning new things and having new experiences, because I find in myself that my life is more about the memories I make and curate in my life and what can I learn. So, which is why I did like the whole sourdough thing. And even my mom and my husband, they were like, you can just buy yeast or you could just buy a bread maker.
Yeah,
like
and you're like, yeah, I do know that. But it's not the same.
Get it. I could, but if I do this for myself, I can honestly say I made this from a place of learning and a place of love. It is not something that I just bought a machine to do or took an easy way out. I did this on my own.
Yeah.
And I was really proud when that first loaf came out. And I was like, what? I made a whole loaf of bread. What?
And it's okay if you're in my season where you're like, F it. Like, I'm going to buy the yeast because I don't, like, me. When I'm doing all the things and cooking everything from scratch, I'm like hella stressed. Like, things are rocky, things not good. So it's like, it's okay if you're a Brandy and you need to do it from scratch and you want to learn these new things and you're in this new like experimental, like fun, exploratory like place. And it's okay if you're not. No. This season of your life is actually, I need to not make things from scratch right now.
But yours is a little different because you cook from a place of stress. I don't do that.
I do. I cook from a major place of stress.
Yeah, I don't do that. I am doing it because I have slowed down enough in my life and my brain has slowed down to where I'm actually enjoying doing this part. Now, granted, I hate cooking meals. I have this amazing kitchen with all the gadgets and all the things. I don't go in there. It's just pretty. It is. It's just pretty. But right now, and I do like to bake. That is one of the things I like to do.
That's what I was going to say. It's different. Like doing the bread and doing things like that is different. It's like you're making a treat. Yes. You're making an item. You're not making
It is not
meal.
from a chore.
Yeah.
It is not from a chore. And I realize this about myself too. I am a lover of life. So things that are alive thrive with me. Like my plants thrive and like my children and my spouse and all of those things. Like I have a garden outside and my house is full of houseplants. I like to grow and cultivate things, and all of the love that I have in me, I put into the things that are alive. I've had dogs and cats and like a fish tank. I realize sourdough is alive. So I'm cultivating something that is alive. So I've learned that about myself in 2026. It has nothing really to do with the bread. It's alive. I could keep it alive.
We are so opposite.
I know.
We are the most opposite people. I know.
It's just me. It's like, this is a lot. This is a lot. It's like a living Tamagotchi.
I'm like, oh my God, why is something else depending on me?
Yeah, see, I'm not.
My God. Why?
Like I had to feed my starter today and I was cool with that. I'm like in there and I'm mixing up dough and stuff. I'm like, do. And I had already fed 2 dogs and made coffee and like there's a grown child upstairs. So I'm good with it. See, and that's why we're friends, because I can pour into you and you can pour into me.
Yeah, in different ways. Yeah. And it's wonderful.
I know. So thank you everyone for growing with us and starting season 3 with us. It has been an amazing journey. I hope that you all continue healing and keep growing. And, sit back and enjoy this next ride with us in 2026.
Yeah, of course. Season isn't about having to reinvent the wheel or become someone new. It's all about returning and being compassionate with yourself and the people you love.
Yep. And always remember to drop us a line, slide into our DMs. You can message us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. What else are we on? All the things.
All the things.
We're on all the things.
All the things.
We do. The best way to get in touch with us is through our website, which is hellafriends.com. You can message us directly. And always remember, life be lifin'. Sometimes.